Let's see also the 75 meg per show download.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically, but I guess if you catch on to the smaller file size, it won't be such an issue. But finding, I mean, I still haven't paid him for it, but yeah, I still talk to him. So,
I know my biggest challenge is just the real world, seeing as how most of the time I spend in my own personal world, which is much funner than y'all's. Just trying to find the time between work and all the other stuff that you've got to do to actually live and continue living, finding time to sit down and do all the silly stuff that I do.
Well, actually, one of the things that I had to struggle with, which I still contend with, is stage fright, camera shy, things of that nature. So actually, if you watch the progression of our shows, I more and more warm up to the camera. So actually, it's been very therapeutic for me, and I've had a pretty good time. Also, negative press is not good for anybody, even if you're doing a project for yourself. And we got a little bit of that. And you know what? A very drunken uncle of mine from Southern Indiana, wearing a mullet, gave me a really good bit of advice, and that's hold your head up and keep on trucking. And it holds true, actually, sadly. And then we sang Billy Ray Cyrus.
That's the kind of knowledge that you can take with you through your whole life. Everything works that way.
Anyway, let's see. The biggest challenge for my show had to be it involved hosting, as Ponyboy mentioned, but it also involved DOS and a $2,600 bill. Something like that, which was never paid, and I never heard much more from it, so it was probably the hosting company was probably a scam. Don't use Kanaka.
It's really hard to get somebody together, like we were talking earlier, unless you're paying them. Be here at this time, and it's really hard to get 2 or 3 people, or some people try like 5 people, and that doesn't work out at all. And involving that, the seriously hard thing we've had is content, is you want to have something that's interesting. And the number of listeners matters to a lot of things, but it really doesn't at all if you're just doing a bad job. So content is the number one thing we don't have trouble per se, but just what we work with.
I would have to agree with Droops because,
the first person ever, that man right there. If we have any tickets, give it to him, please.
One agreement. Will someone second the motion?
Well, I've noticed shows like Off the Hook has just turned into psychobabble ranting about politics, and you know what? We want content. We don't want just bullshit. People screwing around and talking about politics all day long.
And if you want that, you know where to go get it.
So you're saying Off the Hook has lost a fan?
Politics is good, and it's part of the hacker community, but
kind of on the same line of thought. Personal challenge, I think, for myself and Zach is the show, doing video, takes so much time and effort that I found the last 2 years I've done a lot fewer personal projects like we've had on the show, just because it takes so much effort to do the show. And that's one thing that's a challenge. And the last 3 or 4 months has been good for the project we've been working on that's upstairs, just to focus on having some fun doing a cool project rather than trying to specifically film it and create it as content. So I think you kind of have to, for me, I have to go back and forth and do some fun projects and stuff, and then bring it back to film it or something. Do you have a question?
Let's just get him one.
That was just actually my question leads into, would any of you other of you consider doing video?
Yeah, I've done some.
yeah.
Yep.
I plan on recording some and submitting some to Hack TV Underground. So,
me and a few of my friends at a local 2600-ish type meeting that I run decided one day that that's what we're going to do, and we were going to make the best damn internet TV show there was. And that was about a year ago, and we've done about as far as drawing a storyboard for it, because I mean it's really not for everyone. I mean, it took me forever to master audio editing, to get good at it at least. And I don't know, video is just that it's an alien technology to me. I have a hard enough time making sure I have the right, codec and downloaded and installed or whatever to watch some videos online or whatever. But I don't know. That's a technology that I don't really see myself being able to get into decently, at least. But
Okay, you two are the last question. Go ahead.
Okay, I have kind of a question wrapped in a comment. Like you guys
And an enigma?
G4 TV, like as in the commercial known media center for all these technological shows, and you're all on Hacker Media, pretty much.
Yeah, hackermedia.org is the website to find out everything.
And I know that Droops has already started SWAT, which is like randomly having different hosts do the same thing. Have you ever considered taking like all the different members from a Hacker Media thing and kind of creating like your own subnetwork, or do you think Hacker Media already is like an internet version of like G4?
Yeah, I have to really point out that Droops has been quite, you basically have two people who have been doing a lot of spearheading organization. And that would be Stank Dog, the Digital Dog Pound, and Droops, who's here. Both of these people turned around and, while they did their shows, also turned around and started to try to build some level of step ladder and say, okay, well, here's a bunch of slots we need you to fill. Put a show here, put something here, tell me something here. And if you can't do your own show, do your own show with me. Go with here, and let's add this thing, and what else do we need, and so on. And that's not in any culture, there's only a few people who actually ask that question. A lot of guys want to drive the cars, not many want to figure out, hey, maybe someone should keep a list of where we get the parts. They want to do their little thing, but they don't want to say, okay, how do we work on it? So Droops has definitely done that, and Stank Dog has done that. Anyway.
Shoot, I forgot what we're talking about.
I do that. It's the Jason Scott memory ray.
Ooh. I don't think we have a broad enough audience to do that and have our own little media thing like that. I really consider Hacker Media to be the central location, because everyone that I find that's doing a show, and I say, hey, here's an account on Hacker Media, post your stuff so we have some content. And everyone's like, wow, oh yeah, heck yeah, we'll put it on there. And hopefully we give them a bunch of hits. We've had 20,000 hits on the site in the last 5 days. But that's with the RSS feed every time someone boots up their computer or iTunes wants to check or some website wants to hit it. So it's really, really hard with our crappy one-in-one stuff. Don't use one-in-one. To determine what those are all for. I mean, it's a good number, but we don't know what it is. And like Infonomicon Radio stopped like a year ago. I don't know, maybe half a year ago. And we still get like 2,000 hits on the RSS feed every week. And that's just people have looked at it and said, oh, this is cool, and never removed it. And every time their podcaster client runs, we still get hits. So it's really hard to judge what we have. So we have a really smaller audience than 20,000 hits in the last 5 days.
We also had that great experiment known as Freak Factor. It's one of the finest ideas I've ever heard of.
Oh yeah.
How many people here? Anybody here? Who here is familiar with Freak Factor? 1, 2, 3. Freak Factor was an experiment. Now, it was a very interesting experiment. The idea was, let's set up a conference with absolutely no moderation. Let's record it for 2 hours. Surely something good must come of this.
This Freak Factor is, and I was actually hoping this would get brought up, but because I love to talk about Freak Factor. It was the best and worst idea ever. Freak Factor was really cool because it was like, let's get all these people, and we're running out of time, so I'll make it quick.
No, she was saying, you suck.
Oh, okay. But yeah, it was basically, you have all these people, and they're just talking about anything they want. Just completely free-flowing thought. Like, there's no kind of mediation behind it, no kind of specific thing. It's just whatever people are interested in right then and there.
Calling Walmart.
Yeah, but it turned into, the first episode, they were kind of like, well, we don't know what to do, so let's make prank phone calls. And so then every episode, I think they only did like 12 episodes.
Yeah.
And they were each actually about 4 hours long. Each episode ended up being about 2 hours of them trying to get on various Walmart PA systems. And once they did, just saying stupid shit like dog balls. And I mean, it was...
But it's important to note, within a very short time, you instituted moderation. You had to kind of sign up to get into the pool and still be an idiot, and so on. And it's I agree with you, best and worst, because what came out of there was totally magical or a horror show.
Yeah, I really think
You
that
never
that's going to be what the next, like, there's going to be a lot more shows like that coming. I mean, there's going to be a lot more shows where it's just like, let's get a bunch of people on here. And there actually are shows that are coming out lately. I've noticed that they're just like, let's get a bunch of people together and just talk. We'll just get together and write them. We'll just talk about whatever. So, but I think
Yeah. To me, Freak Factor was a lot more interesting because it was never planned to be recorded. They were just going to stream it live as it happened. It was going to be a reality show and just throw people in there, let them do whatever the hell they wanted. And of course, people record phone conferences, and then they were trading them around. So they said, okay, let's write a little script that records it. And they recorded it. And everyone's like, this is horrible. We need to fix it. So they said, all right, let's put moderation in. And every week, they did something different on the show, just like behind the scenes, to make things different. They tried to get some people to, just random people, okay, you're in charge today. You can kick people off if they're annoying as hell. And that doesn't really work. And it was just interesting to watch them change it to try to, you can't control a phone conference. And especially with people calling in, they just want to prank call Walmart. You can't stop that. And it's just really fun watching all that as it took place.
Well, there's something to be said for that.
Yeah.
Just that.
And it was hyped as the first internet reality show.
So if you're one big takeaway, your one big takeaway, Hacker Media fucks with Walmart. Now let me just get these guys, okay, just give them your URL.
Dial-a-dork.com, that's hyphenated dial-a-dork.com.
And yours.
BellcoreRadio.net.
Okay, and yours.
NinjaNightSchool.com.
And yours?
PacketSniffers.org, or for some laughs, Kitchen.org. Oh, yeah, Kitchen.org, KYCHN.
Well, that's just completely intuitive. Go ahead.
BaseNetRadio.net.
Okay.
HackerMedia.net.
Okay. And?
TwatTech.org.
Woo! Okay, so thank you very much for your time tonight, ladies and gentlemen. And thanks to our panelists. So, in this area we're having right here, it's going to be a party like it's going out of style with open decks. Then
Hey, if anyone wants to be a host on Twat, hey, contact me and Ponyboy.
Right in there. So once again, we're going to have open decks here. We're going to have a couple stuff here. The night's not over. Talks are over, but the fun is still going on.
Hey, shut up for a second, Jason. I just wanted, before everybody goes, over there at Nauticon radio station, which we probably could have talked about during this thing, we're actually going to be recording an episode of Bellcore Radio that kind of became our lost episode. It disappeared one day. And just so if anybody wants to get on, just come over there. We've got like 4 mics that we're just kind of pointing at random areas. So if you want to be on a cool show, or hopefully this one will be a cool show, just come over and we'll get you on. You can talk about whatever the hell you want.